What's up, my fellow dorks? The Turtle Dork here with a new reaction for you today. So this one was one that dropped yesterday. Getting to it a little bit late because I know everybody else on the internet has already seen this, reacted to it, reviewed it, and talked about it. It's the new X-Men film, spin-off, whatever you want to call it, New Mutants. Now, I know Josh Boone directed this. He did The Fault in Our Stars. So I thought when he was chosen to direct this film, I thought that was an interesting decision for a director. But knowing that not just from his pedigree of his previous films, but him really being a fan of the material, I'm assuming he gave a great pitch for how he wanted to make this film. And being a fan of X-Men and the New Mutants, you know, sometimes with directors, especially for fans, when we see like who is attached to certain roles, I think sometimes we have to really look at both sides of it, their previous works, and if they really know and understand the material. And granted, maybe his previous movies didn't seem like it was a good fit. If he understands these characters and understands the material and has a good take on it, then I definitely think like some of these up and coming directors or directors who may not be known for these type of films should definitely be given a chance to really direct these some of these more big budget commercial franchise comic book films. So I guess with that being said, I found it to be kind of interesting, and whenever I see something like that being done in Hollywood, it always kind of makes me perk up, and it does kind of pique my interest to see that. So I start to kind of follow these films, because these could be some of the ones that really kind of stand out, you know, when they come out in the following months or sometime next year or whatnot. So yeah, I'm excited. I like the cast, at least some of the main cast. I'm not sure who else is in it outside of Anya Taylor-Joy and goodness, Macy Williams. Macy Williams, Game of Thrones. So yeah, I know he has a horror take on it, so I'm interested to see if this is going to be like a straight up horror, because we always hear, you know, oh yeah, this is going to be this, but it never really is completely that genre. It's usually just kind of like, it's still a superhero film wrapped in the, you know, a light veil of that genre. But let's see if he goes full horror, or if it's just a veil of horror wrapped around, masked around a superhero film. So I'm interested to check this one out. I haven't seen anything from it, so let's check it out.
I'm going to ask you a series of questions. I want you to respond truthfully.
It's feeling that way so far.
Have you ever hurt someone?
Almost looks like an asylum.
Yes.
Oh.
Have you ever experienced anything you'd consider abnormal? Yes. Last question. Do you know what mutants are? Did you know baby rattlesnakes are more dangerous than adult ones? They haven't learned how to control how much venom they secrete.
That's right, Alice Braga.
All of you are dangerous. That's why you're here. What is this place?
She's in the hospital. It's a haunted house.
You've been through a lot. get some rest.
You know what's interesting about that is I'm gonna go first to the music. Um, we don't need no educate. You know, it remind me of The Faculty. It was the last time I heard that song or a different rendition of that song. But I like that because that's almost like a callback or throwback to the original, the original X-Men films. Sorry, the original X-Men films, because of the whole idea of the school of the gifted, the school that Professor X created, and the fact that you have these new mutants who feel like outcasts, and that whole idea, oh, we don't need no education. So it's a nice little subliminal little thing there that at least I picked up on my interpretation of that. But it definitely has a very horror, scary feel to it, a horror film feel to it, and I don't know, I like that. It's different, and it looks like a horror film. Like, it does not look like a comic book or superhero film. It looks interesting. Now, it almost feels like Alice Braga is the villain in this. That this hospital or asylum is not really that. Now, I didn't really like that line that says this is not a hospital. This is a haunted house. I mean, granted, it could very well be that, but it feels a little bit on the nose, so I didn't really like that line. It almost felt like you're putting exposition in a trailer, which I don't feel like you need, especially with a teaser trailer like this. I don't feel like you need to have exposition like that. I mean, I think we can kind of figure that out or leave that a little bit ambiguous until the film comes out and we know a little bit more. But I don't know, I kind of dig it. It's kind of cool. So it's something different, and I think nowadays people are looking for something different in these superhero comic book films, whether it's something we get from the comedic touches of Deadpool, or the more serious kind of introspective looks that we get in Logan, or some of the stuff that we're starting to see with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, with the 80s style film that we're getting with Thor Ragnarok coming out in a couple of weeks. So I don't know. I think we're kind of looking for something different, and I think this is going to add something to that as well. So yeah, I mean, those are my initial takes on the New Mutants. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Go ahead, rate, like, subscribe, and share, and go ahead and check out my other dorks at MouthDork, at TheDiscoDork, and at Sidewalk Siren. And as for me, I am the Turtle Dork, and with that, your boy is out.